Hey, everybody, this is Alan Fine, and I'm here with Sean Tubman, who's the Senior Vice President of Sales for Regent Seven Seas Cruises. We're going to talk about a new ship, partnership, marketing initiatives, cruise trends, promotions, incentives, and more here on Insider Travel Report. Sean, thanks for being with us.
Hey, Alan, it's great to be with you. Thanks.
So let's talk about the first thing that everyone's excited about is the new ship. What can you tell us about Grandeur?
Well, I can tell you a lot. How much time do we have?
And how many pictures can you give me?
We're just so excited about the launch of Seven Seas Grandeur. It's the third in a series of fantastic ships, starting with Seven Seas Explorer, and then the Seven Seas Splendor, and now the Seven Seas Grandeur. And she has her own look and feel, but again, that amazing platform of a ship that is, large enough to have fantastic lounges and multiple restaurants and among the largest suites at seas and the largest walk-in closets, largest balconies, wide hallways, high ceilings, just that feel of a luxury hotel as you go around the ship. She's the same size as Explorer and Splendor, again, carrying 746 guests, which we think is the sweet spot. It's large enough to have all those facilities and have fantastic entertainment, proscenium theater and so forth, but it's small enough to be intimate, no crowds, no lines, lots of space in your suites. So it's really your home away from home. She's going to be beautiful. Again, the dining facilities we have on board are numerous. We have our ever popular Prime 7 Steakhouse. And this time we kind of themed it after train travel back at the turn of the century. And it's going to have a lot of leather and a lot of suitcases on the walls. So it'll be really interesting to dine in. Fantastic cuisine. Again, we have new dishes for that. Then we have, of course, our modern French restaurant, Chartreuse. And on the Grandeur, we're using the old Coco Chanel fabric from the 20s in Paris. And it's really cool. You'll see it when we show this. Our audience can see that. And then, of course, we have Pacific Rim, our Pan-Asian restaurant. And then we have Compass Rose, the largest specialty restaurant at sea. And this is going to be stunning. When you come in, there'll be a crystal waterfall backdrop to the maitre d' stand. And then you go in and it'll look like an enchanted forest with trees and a canopy of lit crystals all over the ceiling. So it's really going to be interactive at night. It's going to be beautiful. So again, we have La Veranda in the daytime. We have Sette Mari at night, our Italian restaurant. So many choices. We have the pool grill for casual dining, because a lot of times people come back from a tour and they really just want to relax and they love the pool grill. So, dining wise, we've got everything covered. We also, the suites, we have the Regent suite on this ship, just like we have on the other two. And it is the most luxurious address at sea. It is about 4,400 square feet. And just think about the size. I mean, that's a large home. 2 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. It sits over the bridge. It's got a panoramic view of the ocean, better than the Captain sees, right? And it's got its own in-suite spa with unlimited treatments. There's nothing like it out there. And it is very popular because it's all about bragging rights. People want to tell everybody else on the ship that we're in the Regent suite, and why don't you come on up for some cocktails, one night. But the other suites are fantastic. They're large, spacious. the Grandeur suite, the Grand suite, Seven Seas suite. Our penthouses are beautiful. Concierge level suites. The beds in the concierge level suites face out to the ocean. So just picture you wake up in the morning, open the curtains, and you're just laying in bed looking out at the sea. What an experience that is, right? So fantastic lounges, fantastic suites. The ship is going to be something. And just this couple of weeks ago, we announced that we're going to have 4 new production shows on board Grandeur. And top talent, Grammy award-winning directors, Broadway producers, and so forth. So we're really stepping up the entertainment on board our fleet, and Grandeur will be very representative of that. So very excited. She comes out end of November. Let's
not forget the spa.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And, our spas are so popular and they're so spacious. And on this ship, it's in the back of the ship, and it's going to have a fantastic area in the back, as you probably remember from the Splendor or Explorer. So great fitness facilities, large areas, and a lot of different machines and aerobics and so forth. So.
And that's important, especially when you're eating that well. All right. So anything else you want to say about the Grandeur, or can we move on to your new partnership?
Just that it's our 6th ship in the fleet. So our fleet is growing. I think it's a fantastic opportunity for the trade. The luxury market is growing, and we're meeting that need.
All right. Well, talking about luxury, you have a partnership with Fabergé.
Yes, I'm really excited about this partnership, and they're just great people to work with, and it's extensive, but it starts with the ship itself. So we have contracted for them to produce the first Fabergé egg at sea, and it's going to reside in the main lobby. It'll be the focal point of our extensive art collection on board the ship. It is called Journey in Jewels. And it'll come out of the ocean, and we're going to have a reveal pretty soon also about what's inside the egg. But I think it'll be really fun for the guests. It'll be the only egg permanently residing at sea. But we're not stopping there. We're actually going to have spotlight cruises too with Fabergé on board, and so they can get really in depth with how they put together their jewelry and the eggs and demonstrations and examples and so forth for our guests. So we have some of those spotlight cruises lined up for next year.
And Fabergé eggs, the most luxurious omelets at sea, are to be had at Regent. All right.
Well, let me write that down real quick. Okay.
So now let's talk about trade marketing initiatives. What else is new in that respect?
Trade marketing, I'm so glad you asked, because I'm very, I keep saying excited. I guess I am an excited kind of guy, but I'm excited about our trade marketing initiatives. It's now, it came under my management about a year ago, and I think it's the perfect marriage between sales and trade marketing. And I've got a fantastic vice president of trade marketing, Jen Pintaluba, who has been with us quite a while and ran our digital marketing and was with Norwegian Cruise Line and ran their digital marketing. And Jen and I are really developing a lot of great tools for our trade partners to really help them market better, prospect better, make more money, be more successful. And that's what I want. We want to be the cruise line of choice for our travel partners, where we're really helping them grow their business. We're not just showing them the bells and whistles of the ships. We're actually a partner that is sharing what works for us as a company. And if it works for us, it'll work for them. So we have launched a new umbrella called Regent Elevate. And we're going to continue to introduce new tools, products, training, and so forth under this umbrella as we go. So there's 3 sort of pillars for Regent Elevates. Elevated Insights, where we want to share training for the trade. We want to share data that we've collected on our guests to help them prospect better. So we have all sorts of demographic and psychographic and behavioral information. We have media buying habits, all sorts of information to help our partners identify prospects. And then we'll give them content that really helps them promote those facets that will really resonate with their prospects. So we're working hard on all this, and we're developing tools to support this. Our other pillar is support, and I guess before I go there, we just revamped our Regent University, and we now have different degrees. So you can become a graduate degree with Regent. And if you've taken the courses before, these are new courses with elevated insights for you. We also have upped our bonus commission now to a total of $600. And we're actually working with the Travel Institute. We're very happy to work with the Travel Institute. They have a great curriculum, and we're now offering the opportunity for 100 travel advisors to get a sponsored scholarship to become a certified travel associate. So again, that's the insights that we're trying to really help the trade with. Then we have support, and we're developing tools to help the advisors prospect and market better. So I'll give you a couple examples. One is Regent Connect. We just launched it a couple of weeks ago, and Regent Connect is personalized marketing for our advisors, where they can send out a personalized email that puts the idea into people's minds, talks to them about all the new things happening with Regent. It's got their name, their logo, their call to action, and then it drives them to a personalized landing page, a microsite for them that is full of Regent contact. So it's always updated, it's evergreen. They don't have to fool with any of the content. It's already there, and it's their personal site. It's at their call to action again. When the people click through to the cruise landing pages, it's not Regent, it's their call to action. There's an email that they can send their agent for further information. So again, we think it's another tool where it's very personalized. It's not just ABC Travel sending out an email and the client calling in. It's John from ABC Travel sending an email to his clients that drives them to his personalized microsite for Regent. So I'm an excitable boy, and we're very excited about that. The next thing we just introduced lately is a luxury hotel comparison and webinar that we put together. And you say luxury hotel webinar, why? Why would you do that? What we've seen recently is more demand from traditional luxury hotel travelers who, let's take, for example, they do a 10-night Europe vacation. And they typically stay in hotels, a 3-night here, 3-night in that city, and 3-night in another city. It has intercontinental travel. It has intercontinental travel. You know, they're taking the train from city to city. And they love that experience of getting in depth and immersive. But what's happened here, after the pandemic, the prices of these luxury hotels have skyrocketed. So it's frustrating for these travelers, and they're not really happy about this anymore. And they're actually open to see what else is available. And then they never were really interested in a luxury cruise. They always thought there's, 4,000 people. They see the big ships. But now they're asking, tell me about Regent. And it is because of this pricing, but it's also because logistically it's difficult to put these together these days. So, you have to find your tours, right? Our travel partners have to build this FIT, for example. They've had to find tours that work. They have to find restaurants that have availability. They have to find entertainment that's available. And there's not as much availability as there used to be. And staffing is taking a hit too. So it's harder to get reservations. It's harder for the hotel staff. The product is not quite where it used to be. And so we've gotten this kind of interest from them. And I'll tell you just a kind of a interesting story.
Not with you. I mean, you guys are, all of what you just said, I want to remind the travel advisors, it's already there, and the value is amazing compared.
Yeah, it sure is. And here, ironically, I met one of our guests, and this gentleman has focused on luxury hotel travel most of his career, an expert in luxury travel. His name is Larry Mogolansky. He goes by the Hotel Mogul, probably the most published luxury expert in the industry. He's won many, many awards. And Larry always traveled FIT. Well, he happened to go on a Regent cruise about 4 or 5 years ago, fell in love with the experience and said, I can't believe this has always been out there. I never really thought about it or knew about it. And so he's sort of an evangelist. He's like a former smoker. He really wants to get the message out there about the opportunity. So I worked with Larry. We put together a webinar for our trade partners that takes them through, here's the situation, here's the opportunity, here's how you overcome objections, and here's what's in it for you as our travel partner. A lot less hassle for the travel partner and more commission, because all that inclusiveness is commissionable, right? So we're trying to help the trade with a new type of prospect for Regent. We're giving the tools to help them, the training. We've also developed a comparison piece. And you remember how we do the premium comparisons in the travel industry? And we compare ourselves to premium cruise lines?
Apples to apples. It's more value going on a Regent cruise than individually working out the entertainment, the restaurants, and everything with the hotels. That's what they'll learn.
And it's really interesting on the premium comparison piece, the upfront price is double. And until they add all those items that they're going to spend money on and they get to the bottom line price, that's when that light bulb comes on in their head and they say, wow, I can get a luxury experience for about the same price. Maybe a little bit more, but it's totally worth it. So that's why that's so successful for us. We did sort of the same thing with this. So we have a luxury hotel comparison. We compare a 10-day trip with 3 cities to a 10-day cruise on the Explorer or Splendor, 3 cities in the Mediterranean, for example. And Alan, the value is unbelievable. You know, apples to apples, it's about 25% less to do it on board Regent with no unpacking and packing, a lot less hassles, no train travel or anything like that. And again, for the agent, it's really, it's worthwhile. It's they can make a lot of money and they don't have to work as hard putting this whole thing together. You know, we have Marketing Central. Marketing Central is on our website. It's our TA center, and it's got all the assets that our trade partners can use. It's got videos, it's got email templates, it's got training, it's got graphics, anything you need, pictures, images, destination, ships, it's got everything on there. And the last thing I wanted to kind of cover is something that we've had, but every time I talk to agents about it, they're kind of surprised that we have it. So it's a great secret, I guess. It's not a good thing that it's a best kept secret, but it's called a lead nurturing email series. And it's a series of 5 emails that we have put together for prospects. And so we created these. All the agent has to do is customize them with their name, call to action, and so forth. And then we ask them to just send out this first email. Then maybe 2 weeks later, send out this email. And then 10 days later, send out this email. Another 4 days, send this email. And finally, a 5th email. And it takes them down that funnel to a purchase decision. And it's worked for us internally. And so we want to share that with our partners. Again, if it works with us, it should work for you. Okay. So I highly suggest looking in our partner center, and getting those emails and start sending them out to your database of prospects. And again, it's so lucrative. Alan, our commissions have commas, right? We've always kidded about that they have commas. But the average commission now for future bookings is over $4,000 a booking. This is no longer $1,200, $1,500, $1,800, $4,000 a booking. So think about how many contemporary cruises you've got to book to equal that amount of commission, and look at what you're doing. And we're trying to help you do it for it. So, to finish that topic, really, we're excited. We think this is going to be impactful for our partners. We want to continue to develop new tools to help them prospect better, communicate better, and close sales better.
Right. So I wanted to interrupt you in the middle because I wanted to tell you, let's give them an address. You're telling about all these, and I was going to do it at the end too, but I don't know if we got a lot more to talk about, and if they don't make it to the end of the video, I want them to hear. So let's do it twice. What are the addresses now that they can get all this material?
Just simply go to rssc.com, and then in the travel, just scroll down to the bottom and you'll see Travel Partner Center, and click on that, and they just log in with their email address, and they're off and running.
Great. Now, to put all that together, you've got to be studying the trends that are out there, especially the luxury trends. What are you seeing? Are you seeing longer cruises, and what are you seeing? It's selling from the top down. What's the latest?
Yeah, it's we're still experiencing that pent up demand from the pandemic. Thank God. Right. I think at a certain point it'll taper off, but people are still really booking cruises and travel more than buying luxury goods these days. They bought a lot of luxury goods during the pandemic. Now they want to buy experiences and travel, and cruises is a part of that, and especially Regent. As an example of that, like I just saw a CNN article a couple of weeks ago, and they were talking about jewelry and diamonds in particular. Those sales are down substantially. And the reason is because people don't want to buy that as much as they want to buy travel experiences. So it's great to see that the media is supporting this whole trend as well. We're seeing longer cruises, popularity of longer cruises. People are making up again for a couple lost travel years. So they're booking longer cruises than they probably would have before. Or they're booking multiple cruises during a year, not just one a year, maybe for the next 2 years. They're booking 2 or 3 cruises per year. And of course, they want to book further out. That's another trend. And so we listen to our guests, and it's probably why we have probably the longest booking window in the industry, where we're open right now into 2026. And as soon as we open the new season, our past guests are booking like crazy. They want to line up these experiences for that. So you're seeing longer cruises, you're seeing further out, you're seeing people buy up. Maybe they would have taken a concierge level before, but now they're going to splurge a little bit and do a penthouse because they deserve it, right? So we're seeing a lot of consumers treating themselves and splurging. We did some market research, and I think it was about 45% of our prospects were willing to splurge on their next cruise vacation, which really bodes well for us. So they're spending more, they're upgrading more, they're celebrating special occasions and milestones. So that's a good thing for your viewers to really tap into, find out when these milestones are for people, because they're moving up because of that. So bookings are really good. We're happy with it. We've got more first timers. During the pandemic, it was mostly past guests booking, and man, they booked a lot for the future. But now we're getting a lot more first timers booking with us. And again, they're splurging. They're moving up from contemporary and premium cruises. They feel like they deserve to treat themselves with this. And it's really helpful for us. And so we're seeing a lot of first timers there. We're seeing river cruisers. as I just talked about, the luxury hotel FIT. So again, it's really good for growth. The Grandeur is really going to support all this kind of this growth. And, one other thing I hear a lot is they want, internet connectivity. That's been the biggest thing lately. And everybody's been kind of hindered because we didn't have the greatest internet on board cruises. But with the advent of Starlink, it has really solved that problem. And we are now bringing out Starlink on our new ship Grandeur in November, followed by the Mariner when she starts her world cruise in January. And then we'll be introducing it on each of the other ships during 2024. So another great development.
So you were saying that you were seeing new to cruise, and I thought the travel advisors might want to know which itineraries were the ones that were attractive to those guests.
Well, number one, first and foremost, is Alaska. Roughly 70 to 75% of our guests in Alaska are first-time Regent guests. So you can see they're moving up to Alaska first. It's a tremendous value. It's all about the outdoors and excursions in Alaska. And because everything's included and there's, free unlimited excursions, it's really attractive to our first-time guests and families and so forth. So we do have a kids program on board Alaska. And, when I talk about kids on board, we like kids. We don't love kids, but we like kids. So on certain itineraries like Alaska and the Med, you will get upwards of 70, something like that. So it's not many kids, but again, we have a great kids program, and we really take them in to do the outdoors and so forth. It's not just sitting in a room and watching something on TV. So,
and that leads us right into the next question, which is, what does immersion mean to Regent?
Well, it's very important to travelers these days, especially our kind of guests. Our past guests have been there, done that. They've been to all the major tourist cities. They love those cities, but when they go back, they want to do something different. Otherwise, they would want to keep trying to find new areas. So we develop every year new areas, new itineraries. You have to have the infrastructure to support that. But for our new season launch we just did, we have 29 new ports of call were introduced. I talked a little bit about the inclusiveness before, and we include unlimited free excursions. And there is a true difference between our level of inclusiveness and our competitors. And so when you go to these destinations, it's not one city tour that's included. I hear, all inclusive. It's bandied about by everybody these days, all inclusive luxury. But there's a definite difference between the level of inclusiveness we offer versus our competitors. So they may offer one tour. They may offer a few tours. Ours are unlimited, and there's just a wide selection. We have 3,000, I think it is, 899 free excursions to choose from around the globe. And we have long times in port, so you can do multiple excursions. You don't have to just do one. So it helps with this immersion. People really want to dig in a little bit more than they used to. So we've got our regular free excursions. We've got upgraded excursions, the Regent Choice, where you can pay a little extra if you want to get a helicopter tour, or you want to do bespoke. You can do a bespoke excursion to fly you on a private plane to another city, have lunch, come back to the ship, for example. You can do overland tours. You can stay in an area and get immersed for a few days and then rejoin the ship during its itinerary if you really want to delve into that destination. So we've developed many tours to support special interests. We have Go Local tours, and these are tours where you can really get deep into the local culture. You can see artisans in their workshops working. You can visit families in their homes. We've got gourmet explorer tours.
People who are gourmets, you have tours for them. Not only do you have great dining on the ship, but you have tours for them?
We really do, and they're fantastic. They're unique experiences because they're chef-led by chefs on our ship. And, for example, go to a local market, source the food for the ship, and then go to a chateau and actually have lunch at the chateau. So that's what our guests love to do. So we really focus on gourmet tours like that.
That's immersive dining, but then, of course, you go back to the ship, and Regent is known for its dining.
Yeah, it's a very important pillar of our product. And our guests are very worldly. They know good cuisine, and they expect good cuisine. And so we really are investing more and more into our culinary experience on board the ship. We've always had fantastic food and service and delivery, but we never really made much hay of it. I think some of our competitors have a little bit more than we have. So we're going to focus more of our messaging on the culinary experience. And so as part of that, we have different parts of it. So the Explorer tours are part of it. And that's really when you're in the destination, but also on board. We're designing so many more meals, types of meals, types of presentation for the meals, choice. All of our restaurants are incorporating new offerings. For example, on the Grandeur, our Vice President of Food and Beverage, named Bernard Klotz, just created over 130 new dishes and recipes of our guests' favorites across all 7 dining venues. So we're really reimagining the specialty restaurants and what we bring to our guests. It's destination. It's on board the ship. It's also education. We have this fantastic culinary arts kitchen on Grandeur, Splendor, and Explorer. And this is a beautiful area where there are 18 cooking stations. It's all floor-to-ceiling glass looking out over the ocean. And we have an executive chef on board that conducts training classes. And it's just so popular. Our guests love to continue to learn about destinations, learn about cuisine. And so it's a marriage made in heaven. So again, education, exploration, new development of experiences for culinary. So
that's
it's a
great.
Very important part of the ship, of the product.
Let's round out this discussion with talking for our travel advisors what promotions and incentives you have coming up.
Thank you for asking that. I definitely do. I'm a salesperson. So we've got some great promotions still in effect through the end of October. First, our ever popular first class airfare for free for Alaska, Canada, New England, and Caribbean. We do it every year, roughly September and October. Very popular. Typically, we include business class air for all intercontinental flights, but for domestic flights, it's typically free economy air because there's not as much business class or first class type seats domestically as there are internationally. But in this promotion, we offer free first class air. And let's say somebody doesn't want to partake in it. We have really nice air credits that we offer to supplement that. So that's going on. And then we have some additional savings for some of our Northern Europe sailings for next summer. And for our trade partners, we always like to incentivize our trade partners as much as we can. So for the month of October, so there's still a little bit of time left, we're offering a $250 gift card for any booking made for a 2024 sailing. And our agents love these gift cards. They have furnished their houses with our gift cards. And so this is another good one. One other thing I'd like to touch on is we introduced immediate confirmation travel agent rates earlier this year. And I'm so happy for our trade partners, because before we'd offer some really good opportunities for reduced rates for our partners to experience the product, but you had to wait till 45, 60, 75 days prior to sailing to get confirmed. And it's tough at that point to get airfare and make your all your plans. So we have come out with immediate confirmation fares for sailings that could be 9 months, 10 months in the future. Maybe it's not as low as those fares for close in, but maybe they're 50% off. And that makes a huge difference for our travel partners. Many of them actually pay full rate to go and experience our product. It blows me away, but they want to experience the difference. So now they can book and get confirmed immediately for as far as 9 months in the future. So I'm really happy we can do that for our trade. We're growing in capacity, and that kind of allows us to be able to offer that.
Let's conclude with any final messages you have for travel advisors, and also one more time on how they can go to a URL and get involved.
Great, thanks. I want to thank our trade partners. We have long-standing relationships with so many of our travel partners. They have always been there for us, and I think we have been there for them. We really tried hard during the pandemic to continue to support our trade. And with Regent Elevate, we're going to continue that, where we help them prosper. And I love this industry. I've been in it, 40 years. And, it's a relationship business. And so many of these relationships start professionally and then end up personal. And there's nothing better than working with people you really enjoy. So again, thanks to everybody out there. It's a win-win. There's lots to come. There's lots of exciting developments to come. It's a great time in the industry right now to embrace luxury cruising, and especially Regent. And again, that URL, rssc.com, and go down to the bottom to the Travel Partner Center.
John, thank you for talking to us.
Alan, great to talk to you too. Always enjoy it. Thanks, man.
And this is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.